The gunmetal update gave us a ton of cool things. Some of these included contracts, the first cosmetic case, and most importantly, weapon skins. CSGO already had a ton of weapon skins in their game already, and it was making Valve millions, so Valve decided why not add them to TF2, which is exactly what they did, and they were pretty damn cool. Then in 2017 came war paints, which were completely different than weapon skins because you could put the paint on any weapon you want. Well, almost any weapon. War paints can currently be applied to 45 weapons, which to be honest isn't all that many considering that TF2 has over 160 weapons. And there are a lot of weapons that missed out on being paintable. So today in this video, I'm going to go through every single class and pick out some weapons that aren't paintable that should be. Starting with Scout, the scattergun department I'm pretty comfortable with, except for the fact that the soda popper is paintable but the force of nature isn't. Other than that, I'm fine with the babyface blaster and backscatter not being paintable. Those aren't even very good anyway. But when we get to the melee department for him, you'll notice that the stock bat isn't paintable. The bat is just one solid gray color and it could really benefit from some paint. And others may argue, but no one uses the stock bat. Everyone uses the atomizer. Well, the atomizer isn't paintable either. Why not make it paintable? This team colored decal can get pretty boring looking at it for a long time. Why not add some paintability to it? And others may even argue no one uses the atomizer. Only pros use the Boston Basher, which also isn't paintable. Which could also maybe look cool with paints as well. On to Soldier now, where right away you'll notice that only one of his melees is paintable, which is the disciplinary action, which looks terrible painted anyway. Here's a Soldier melee that should be paintable. The Market Gardener, one of the most used meme weapons in the game, is not paintable. Just imagine a jazzy Market Gardener, or a Damascus and Mahogany Market Gardener, or even a Freedom Wrapped Market Gardener. Do you have any idea how much Trollers will thrive from this? Even the Escape Plan or the Equalizer could look good with some paint. Also, I feel like the Direct Hit could look good painted as well because there are some people that are insane with the Direct Hit that might like the paintability for it. Now, one more thing with Soldier, the man-treads and the gun bones aren't paintable. Duh, they're shoes, but I think they should be paintable with cosmetic paint instead of war paint, because they sometimes restrict certain cosmetic pieces from being applied to Soldier, which technically makes it a cosmetic too. I'd actually like to hear what you guys think about that too in the comments, because that might be a pretty interesting idea that they could add one day. Pyro has the second most amount of paintable items in the game, but I think there are some that we could add to the list, such as the flare gun. The flare gun is an extremely good utility that has one simple use, which is to deal crits to burning players, and if you can hit your flares, it is extremely effective. So I feel like this could use some paintability. I also think that the Home Wrecker and the Extinguisher could look good painted too. These are also both used by a number of different pyros for a number of different playstyles. Last thing, the Backburner should 100% be paintable, no questions asked. It's literally just stock, which is paintable, but with a dragon head thing on the front. That should be paintable for sure. Demo Man has the most paintable weapons in the game, so there's not much to talk about here, except that I think the Eyelander would look good painted. If the Claymore is paintable, then the Eyelander should be too. Also, I think that the Quickie Bomb Launcher should be paintable too, because there are some people that use that weapon that may enjoy putting paint on it. Other than that, Demo's pretty good in the paint department. Heavy is also pretty good in the paint department, with the exception of the Killing Gloves of Boxing, which are just solid team colors. I feel like they'd look good with some paint. Other than that, Heavy's going hard in the paint. Engineer has a total of 3 paintable weapons, which are the Rescue Ranger, the Wrench, and the Jag. The Frontier Justice is one of the most used and most effective Engineer primaries, and I think that would look pretty good painted. The Widowmaker also has its own playstyle that some engineers take advantage of, so I feel like that the Widowmaker should be paintable too. Pistols he's looking good in. I don't think the Wrangler would look good painted, or the Short Circuit. But for wrenches, I think that the Southern Hospitality would look amazing painted. And I also think that the Eureka Effect would look good painted too, but I'd like to hear what you guys think about that one. Actually, I'd like to hear what you guys think about all of these, and an even better way to do that is by joining my Discord server, where you can stay updated on all things Slide FN, so if y'all want to join in, a link will be in the description. Okay, now on to the rest of the video. For Medic, an obvious thing to point out is that only one of his mediguns are paintable, so why not add his other 3? They all do different things when it comes to uber charge, and they can all completely change the direction of where a match is going, so I feel like medic mains would appreciate the customization. For the syringe guns, and for the rest of his melees, I feel like the stock bone saw should be paintable, but that's it for medic. Now for sniper, his only 2 paintable rifles are stock and the bizarre bargain, which are the 2 best options for sniper. But I also think that the Hitman's heat maker should be paintable too. It can be very effective in the right hands, human hands, and it's even more effective in man versus machine, so the Hitman's should be paintable for sure. And the last thing that I've got for sniper is that the stock Kukri is, I don't know how to say it. I'm just going to say Kukri. The stock Kukri isn't paintable. Why? The stock Kukri is arguably the most effective sniper melee. No gimmicks, no bullshit, just a solid weapon that always seems to random crit at the perfect times. I do, however, know one particular guy that would enjoy a painted classic, but other than that, that's all I've got for sniper. Spy is the most disappointing when it comes to war paints. The Spy has a whopping 2 paintable weapons, stock revolver and stock knife. Being a Spy main, I right away come up with some perfect weapons that should have the ability to be painted. Starting with the knives, the kunai, the Your Eternal Reward, and the Big Earner would all look beautiful painted. But I'm just most excited over a painted Big Earner. I'm just imagining a Damascus and Mahogany one right now. And for revolvers, the Ambassador could possibly be painted, and the L'Étranger should be painted too because it's the most useful spy utility in the game. Also, a painted watch would look kinda silly. But other than that, that's it for Spy. And that's about it for all the weapons I think should be paintable. Now, I'm very fond of war paints and skins in general, which is one of the reasons why I made this video. I love the customizability of pretty much everything in the game when it comes down to cosmetics and skins, and I think that the game would be much more enjoyable for people that feel the exact same way if that customizability was expanded. Now, I understand some of these just straight up might not even be possible to be painted. Well, none of it is possible because Valve isn't going to do shit with the game. But it wouldn't hurt to try, right? Anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribe, drop a like, join my Discord server. I love you.